Hi, fellow traders. We have almost made it through another week. Today was Thursday the 13th, but we got Friday to go. So, but today was a very, very good day. And before I go any further, I want to thank you guys that joined me on YouTube. Coming in, you got to watch us live. And this is what happens every day. You know, today happened to be a very good day. Yesterday, it was very slow. Didn't really have any trades at the open. But the internet kind of was messing up. So I was like, let's just start over and do today. Last week was a pretty good session. So you got a good idea of what it's like in here. So if you guys like it, you think other people can benefit from it, just pass the word. You know, I don't do any high dollar marketing or anything like that. It's just word of mouth. And I want to keep us a small, intimate group so that I can reach out and touch everybody and anybody that needs help. So that's what I'm about. But that's kind of segues into the question that I want to address today, because I get it a lot, and I actually got 2 or 3 before I did this video, which made me, focus on the return on investment principle. Anytime you're looking to spend money on anything, you want to look at the return on investment. So I'm not going to tell you what it is because I know you know. But the question that I've been getting and bombarded with, and that people wanted me to do a Rolling with Ed series on, is they had questions about specific communities, specific chat rooms, and all of that. I don't know hardly anybody. I don't follow anybody on a regular basis. I don't have time to watch everybody's videos. There's a couple people that I do follow, that I know for a fact they're legit traders. But I can't answer to anybody. Plus, I would not even get into a personal thing with anybody because it does no good. It takes away from the focus of what we're supposed to be doing. So I don't know if some people are try to start anything. It's not going to happen with me. All I'm going to tell you is, whoever you're looking at, make sure you do your due diligence. Even me, when guys are looking to join my community, I'm always like, look, hey, you want to chat about it? We can talk about it. We can go on Skype. Some people like what they hear, some people don't. That's just the way it is. So, but for anybody, the first thing you want to look at is, what's your return on your investment? If you're going to invest thousands of dollars, what am I going to get in return? Obviously, it's going to be some type of education, but what does that education look like? What does it entail? How's it going to be delivered? How is it interactive? Am I going to be able to interact with the teacher or send questions if I need to? What does all that look like? And these are the things that you have to look at when you're looking to join somebody's service. The next thing you want to look at is the disclaimer, because it doesn't matter what they tell you, what they said they make, how they say they trade, what other members do. It doesn't matter what they tell you. If the disclaimer contradicts what they say, whatever's in the disclaimer is law. Okay, that's legally binding. If they have a disclaimer and then they go against it, then you have an issue. But if they tell you that, hey, we don't take trades, we trade in a simulator, and it's all done for educational purposes, or these trades that we post are hypothetical trades, and you're sitting there trying to follow them and you can't make any money off of it, and then you realize all of this was written, nothing you can do about it. Because when you pay, you accept whatever agreement, whatever the disclaimer says. It's an electronic agreement that when you give them your money, you're accepting all of their terms. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. So just make sure you look at the disclaimer. The other thing is, I say, is do they trade live? Or do they show you trades after the fact? These are things you got to think about. Okay, that's why I trade live every day. That's why I stream live every day, because I want you guys to know that the strategies I teach, I believe in. And if I didn't believe in them, then there's no way in hell I'd be streaming live every day, because I would think I wouldn't do well and I wouldn't want you to see it. So if guys aren't streaming their platform live, if you can't see them trade live, if you're just getting information after the fact, you know, you gotta question that. You know, do they really believe in their strategies? You know, the simple ones that I teach, that's what I use. Now I know there's things that I have to change from that time to time. And that happens. That's why it takes a long time to really be consistent trader. You can't do it in a month. You can't do it in 3 months. You can't do it in 6 months. The reality is the market goes through cycles. It changes. There's no way you're going to experience all 3 market cycles in 90 days. I had 3 people today, for some reason, email me and asking me if what I teach them can get them profitable in 90 days. You know, I don't even know where that came from, but 3 people emailed me before I did this asking me that. My honest answer, hell no. You're not going to be a consistent trader in 3 months. It's not going to happen. Because in order to be consistent, you need to go through each market cycle multiple times so that you can get enough data and enough experience in each market so that you can adapt your strategy, make changes. Instead of scaling out, sometimes you may have to take it all off at your first target. You know, just little things like that that you have to change up based on the market conditions. So 3 months, you're not going to experience all of them. 6 months, you may experience a good bit, but not all of them. And then on top of that, you could be trading for 10 years. Then all of a sudden, something changes in the market, something you've never experienced, and you got to learn again. You got to learn that. Happened with me this summer. I had never been through a summer as bad as the one I went through this year. But I learned a lot. I've got a lot of notes, a lot of data. So the next time I deal with a summer like this, I'm going to be able to make money. You know, and that's excuse me. Excuse me. That's what this is all about. So, you know, these are things that you got to think about when you're looking to get into a community. That's one of the reasons why I stream live and I put myself out there. You know, sometimes I look like a complete jackass. And the market will do that to you. The market does that to the best of us. It can make us look like a complete jackass. But the reason why I do it is that's reality. That's real. That's as real as it gets. And if you can't deal with that, then you're not going to be a good trader. So I'm sorry I got off on a rant. But let me stop because I'm going to keep going. So just in a nutshell, return on investment. Look at what you're actually getting for that service. That's all you need to do. So what's new coming for me? Virtual classroom. I'm working on it as we speak. And I mean, it's nothing to it. It's just, making sure that I have everything in place that I can make the classes as interactive as possible. Like right now, all you're doing is watching a video screen. You can't see me. You can't see my expressions or anything. I could be standing here naked and you wouldn't know. But, that's sick to think about. But, some people probably do that. But it's hard to be interactive and to feel like you're in a good learning environment just sitting there watching. It's no different than just watching a freaking video. So I want to make it interactive. I want it to be as effective as possible. The fundamentals are boring. Most people don't really like to learn the fundamentals, but you got to get a good foundation so that when you start trading live, you really understand what you're going to be doing and where you're going to be going with this. Also, the How to Make a Living Day Trading course, this comes straight from everything that I learned and everything that I did to help me make a living day trading. I got to the point where I was making more money day trading 2 or 3 hours a day than I made teaching. Once that happened and I consistently did that for a year, I was able to comfortably quit my job and do this. And I was doing this, maybe almost a year before I even started this community. I was just living on day trading. And it was so, I can't describe the feeling when the first day of school came and I didn't have to report. That I could sit there and work from home. And if I wanted to go to an activity with my son or my daughter, I didn't have to ask anybody. I could just go. It's free. Just freedom. So we're going to be talking about and covering the principles and everything that you need in order to make a living day trading. The kickoff is going to be next Wednesday. We're on our Wednesday education webinar. I wanted to do it this Wednesday, but the internet issues I was having, come to find out it was self-inflicted. I just forgot to plug the internet cable back into my CPU, and what it was doing was doing Wi-Fi, and it was picking up the modem in the back of the house, which was very weak, and that's what was causing, the signal was weak, and it was causing some issues. So I got that fixed. So now I will do it next week, next Wednesday, and it's going to get everything set up so that we can hit the ground running in 2019. Remember, 2019 is ours. 2019 is going to change our life. So you can come in and be a part of it, or you can sit back and watch our smoke, eat our dust. All right, so let's take a look at the market here real quick. You can see what's happening. We've kind of slowed down the last couple of days. Not very good trading. Not a whole lot of volatility the last 2 days in the SPY. I did trade TVIX yesterday. And I did the recap. The recap from yesterday is part of this morning's live feed. So if you want to see what happened yesterday, watch the live feed, the beginning of the live feed, and you'll see the recap there. And today, I didn't take any trades in TVIX because look at how choppy this SPY was. Now, I know this is a nice trend down. Look at the wicks on these candles. I mean, wicked. Plus, we were trading through the moving averages. I do not trade through moving averages. So I like to wait until we get under it, and then we get free. We got free fall. But we never did get that. And then we had these long wicks. And so I said, it's not a good time to trade on TVIX. I'm not trading it today until or unless the market settles and does anything. But some people decided to trade it on their own and they got blown up. I'm going to tell you, TVIX is not something to trade if you don't have a whole lot of experience. And if I'm not trading it, you probably don't want to trade it either. So I didn't, and you can see how choppy TVIX is. Here, this is where we were selling through on the SPY. We were trading up through the moving averages. We pulled back. Here's where I would like to get in TVIX. But, look at the choppiness. Look at the choppiness. Here, we probably would have got in here, probably would have got a point at the most. When we're trading TVIX and we're trading this volatility, we want to see multiple point moves. That's where it makes sense to risk trading this. Right now, all we're doing is risking stopping out, giving back all of our money. So if tomorrow trades like today, no trades in TVIX. It's a volatility trade, and if we don't have volatility, I don't trade it. All right, so here's the stock that we nailed today. This is as beautiful of a trade as you will ever find. This is just what I like to trade. There was a time where I would find these 3-4 times a week. It's just what I like to do. I like to get in a trade early and trade it all day to where I don't have to look at another stock. I don't have to vet another stock. I can focus on this and I can make my day. And so here's a trade from this morning. This was streamed live. And we pretty much got the meat of this move. You can't say we didn't get the meat of this. Then when we bounced, here's where we got back in. Okay, here's what I look for, guys. When it bounced, we pulled back. Here's the rejection candle. In order to confirm this rejection, because before I went to lunch, I told you guys, do not get in this until you see a confirmation. If there's no confirmation, this thing is going back up. So here, we couldn't confirm. We did close, but this candle did not make a lower low. So there was no confirmation here. We went back up, could not, push through this 9. Here we closed back below the 9 again. This candle opened, made a new low. And so it was time to get in. And you guys that had a hard time getting in this stock that was on SSR, I shared my hotkey script. That will eliminate you trying to type in the price, because the price moves quickly. All you want to do is be able to get in and put your order on the ask price so that when it ticks up, you can get filled. Now, if the stock is selling off, there's really not a whole lot you can do. But hit the hotkey and just wait to see if it's going to get hit. And you guys saw that over here. You saw when I got in, it took a minute for this to get hit. It did push up a little bit, caused me a little bit of stress, but I weathered the storm. All right, so here, a really nice trade. Now here we're later in the day. This is a 52-week low trade. Here's a 52-week low up here. So all I'm trying to use are $quarter-dollar, half-dollar marks, whole dollar marks. That's all I'm doing. And so I probably should have added up here, but I didn't. I'm just not good at adding right now. It seems like every time I add, I start people buying, and I end up getting stopped out. So I didn't add. I took this last piece off here, and the thing sold off again. So like, geez. So I had to wait until, I just didn't add anymore. I just had to wait until I sold my last piece here. And then we started selling again. I was like, ugh. But let me tell you what I did. And I admitted it. You guys in chat that was still there, heard the scream. I made a mistake and looked at my P&L. I knew I had a solid day. So I wanted to see how much I made. I looked at my P&L. It was $9.98 something. And I showed you guys in chat. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I showed you guys in chat that was still there. And I told you, there's no way I'm going to be able to drive to my son's school and not try to find a trade to get a couple of dollars. This is the main reason why I tell you guys, do not look at your P&L. Don't look at your P&L during the day because it causes you to do stupid stuff. And sure enough, it caused me to jump in this stock. Look at where I got in. It's idiotic. Okay, just dumb. Thank God I was able to get some profit here. And then ended up stopping out, getting stopped out back at break even. Which is the only reason why I got 11.48. Because I was at 9.98. This was just dumb. And I was just, today, the 13th, was probably my lucky day. Because any other day, I would have given back like $150. And going from 9.98, I might have only ended up making $700. But just stupid is all I can say. That was just dumb. I probably need to not drive with the laptop. I've got a laptop under the seat in my car. And through OnStar, you can get, Wi-Fi. And that's how I can sit and trade and manage trades in my car. I probably need to leave that laptop home before I really get myself in some trouble. Just because I got a little idea of what I'm doing, I can come out on top. But one day it's probably going to catch up to me. But awesome day in small account, trading 300 shares. Okay, small account trading 300 shares. The first entry we made was 57. It was 57.35. And I could have traded 500 shares if I wanted to. I had the buying power to trade 500 shares. But why do it? Why risk it? Just be comfortable. And had I traded 500 shares, this probably would have stopped me out right here. I probably would have had to get out on a max loss deal. But trading 300 shares, it gave me enough room to stand that pullback here, even though it was a little stressful, and nail the trade. And so I just stuck with 300 shares. It's comfortable. If you had a smaller account, you could have traded this with 100 shares and scaled out and still made money. This $79 commissions, what is that in relation to an $1,148 profit? Nothing. It's the cost of doing business. Just the cost of doing business. So for let's say for this, you could have what? You can have a $3,000 account and you could have traded the same way. You could have gotten in with 300 shares, still had buying power left, so you wouldn't be maxed out, and could have made the same amount. No, what else can I say? But this is what I'm confident in, these strategies, confident in these setups. That's why I trade live. That's why I do it right in front of you. That's why I'm not ashamed when I lose, because you need to see what happens when a person day trading for a living loses on a trade. How do they respond? Do they get mad and start revenge trading? Or do they, calm themselves down, get back in, reset, and trade like they got some sense? How do you handle that? And that's what I'm there. I'm there to help and mentor you and give you an example of, a professional. All right, guys. So, what else do I have? Oh, the 12 days before Christmas. Surprisingly, half the seats are already filled. So remember, you guys that got this special last year, you're locked in. Omnovia just gives it to me. I get a 20% discount if I pay my subscription early. So I take that and I pass it on to you guys. I don't have to. I could just keep charging you regular rate that you subscribed at. But it's Christmas. I'm willing to give back. And if you want to know all that you get, you want to know what your return on investment is, just go to there's going to be a link in the description part here. Go to the link and it tells you exactly what you get. Now, there are a couple of mentoring packages too, that if you want subscription and mentoring, that's going to be there too. But my main deal is this 12 days before Christmas, 11 days now, be 10 tomorrow. But once this is filled up, it's going to go down. You're not going to be able to log on and get it anymore. So if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. I'll be more than happy to get back at you. So that's going to do it for me today. You guys take it easy. Have a great night, great evening. And I'll see you back in the jungle in the morning.